It is Monday morning, everybody. Collider Live. Kristian Harloff here, Roxy Stryer, Mark Yodius Riley, Cal the dog, the whole crew, and I am enjoying a tasty LaCroix. Drink it up, cockroach lovers.
Get it while it's hot. Get it while it's hot. Yummy,
All right,
yum.
so I
Just
missed
stupid.
something, obviously.
Yeah, Slugworth is running around the joint telling people LaCroix is bad. And I love this because here's the thing. All this shit going on with Kavanaugh and all that, right? And, and it breaks. I got 0 DMs or messages about Kavanaugh once he was elected or put to the seat.
Confirmed, yeah.
1,000. Look at LaCroix and the cockroaches. Look what you can't drink it now. People are rubbing it in my faces, and every time someone did that, I opened up another can and drank that shit. And because people said that, because the report was there's a lawsuit against them, right? That says it's not all natural.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, and it says that they use this stuff for like cockroach repellent or whatever, and then there's other stuff that they use to cure cancer. To me, the stuff that cures cancer, okay, great, give me that, I want that. But the other stuff,
People are upset about the cancer-curing drink?
that's what they said.
Well, then you had the cockroach stuff.
It's the
in
cockroach
there.
stuff, yeah. So
What's
the class
the
action
cockroach?
lawsuit alleges that LaCroix, go back up, you just left me alone, contains ingredients used in cockroach insecticide. Okay,
Whoops.
that was one. But then, this is my point. What I was talking about with social media and everything in general. So one report comes out, and everybody goes, "Up, see, guilty."
What site?
Guilty. And it's like you don't know yet. I'm not telling you that they're not guilty.
It was covered all over the place.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
that's
that's
So
just
you
it was
said one
everywhere.
report. This is an individual
so,
or a company?
No.
or-
Someone is a class action lawsuit has been filed against the parent company of the popular drink LaCroix, and then go back up. The firm Beaumont Castales, who filed the lawsuit on behalf of Lenora Rice, claims that testing reveals that it contains a number of artificial ingredients, including linalool, which is used inside cockroach insecticide. Now, listen. LaCroix came out and said this is horseshit. We're going to prove that all of our stuff is natural. And then Riley found another article that basically said what?
It said you shouldn't worry about this.
You shouldn't worry about it at all. Why is that?
We should put it up. I have to look at it.
You have to look at it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let
me look at
it. My point is that the second. So
Why would she claim that, though, if it was horse crap?
Slugworth stuff, man. I know Slugworth is good. I get it. Tim Franco was telling me, but Slugworth was good. But the point of the matter was that it was this image that he was trying to sabotage it. Okay, so this is an upsetting. According to the LaCroix website, the various beverages' flavors are derived from the natural essence of oils extracted from the named fruit used in each of our LaCroix flavors. There are no sugars or artificial ingredients contained, nor added to these extracted flavors. Anyway, so it goes on and on. Popular Science has chimed in on the debate, stating the all-natural label on your LaCroix is meaningless, but it doesn't mean that seltzer is bad for you. While your LaCroix can only list 2 ingredients, sparkling water and natural flavors. P.S. It still calls a lawsuit a stretch, working on the ambiguous nature of how the FDA distinguishes natural chemicals from synthetic ones and a product of alarmist, chemophobic ideas of what we put in our food. P.S. says that the 3 chemicals listed as present in LaCroix in the lawsuit, limonene, linalool, and linalool propionate don't exactly qualify as synthetic and are not as dangerous as the lawsuit suggests.
There it is. That's what it says.
So that's what. Yeah. Thank you, Riley. Appreciate
welcome.
it. So why don't you get a big laugh with that?
I know.
Good. Yeah.
Good job, Riley. That's
Yeah,
great.
he's great. So LaCroix drinkers have little to fear. If you want more of the non-chemophobic info, check out PS Today. So
I would say there's more news coming from this
that's my
thing.
point. Is that so? If I say Roxy Stryer hates dogs. There's a lawsuit. You hate dogs and you beat up dogs and you fight dogs, and you chew the legs off dogs. And I put that out there, right?
Jeez.
And I have a lawsuit out there, and it says lawsuit says that Roxy Stryer beats up dogs and everyone's gonna think you beat up dogs and eat dogs' legs.
Yeah.
You got to
That's
put
an-
allegedly beats up dogs and eats their
Thank
legs.
you.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that
My lawyer over there.
And I'm not telling you there can't be reports that come out that says that I'm drinking all this crap. And very well, they need to test it, but. Everyone just says, "Up, see, you're drinking garbage."
Let me ask you something. If there is the cockroach pesticide
Give me it.
ingredient, are you okay with it?
Yeah, because then if they lay eggs in me, they're dead.
I think that I don't
Where
have
do
a
you
problem
live
with
that
that.
they're going to lay eggs in you?
I live in Earth, and they're everywhere. There's fucking squirrels everywhere I live. There's raccoons and possums. Sure. Yesterday, there's this big ass spider the size of the stupid thing from Lord of the Rings. Shibub or blah blah.
Shiloh.
And I walk outside and I see this thing just staring at me, and I'm like, look, I get that you're outside, but this is bullshit. I got kids. I gotta get you the fuck out of here.
You broomed it?
Well, the thing took off and into the trees and probably living in my house now. And I just took this big ass stick and I knocked the web out of the way. But I'm fighting a fight against nature in my house for Roxy Stryer. So I don't give a shit if I can kill some cockroaches with the fucking LaCroix.
I just feel like we put way worse things in our body.
Right.
Like, this doesn't even bother me
Alcohol.
if it's true. Yeah. Alcohol being the least
Right.
of my problems. So I don't know.
Yeah.
If it was, I thought you were going to tell me cockroaches, like actual cockroaches,
No,
like
it's
cockroach
repellent.
leg.
And my wife, of course, she's the one who found LaCroix for us and brought it into the house, despite what the afterthoughts guys say.
Well, they did find it.
They did. But my wife now freaks out, and now I'm drinking this bullshit supermarket brand seltzer water that sucks.
Not as good?
No, it's berry and I don't have enough flavors. And I'm like, and I still have leftover. Thank you. And I'm drinking that. I'm drinking it all. I'm drinking my apricot. I'm drinking.
So
I'm
she
drinking
will
it all.
not drink LaCroix.
Until it's proven. She wants to see the ingredients.
How long we got, you think?
Before well, probably sooner than later, because what I was saying is that business from them probably took. I'd like to see how much of a massive hit they took because of this thing, and then
sure.
if they did, that's a massive lawsuit that they can counter with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're on Twitter defending themselves. They're like, we put it in homes, we put it in schools, we put it in hospitals. Please stand with us to defend our great product. That's what they said.
Now, that's the fight I was fighting over the weekend. But Conor McGregor, Khabib were fighting a big fight, UFC. It was a big, huge event marred by despicable actions at the end of the fight. Did you hear about what happened? So,
Wow, where have I been?
Ralph's. No?
Well, I was shopping for a really long time.
Yeah, that's it.
Your wife would not have been happy.
That's
Not
her
would've been
quiet
happy.
time. That's her moment where
Yeah.
she can just,
Listen to my
be.
podcast.
She took 52 minutes yesterday, by the way, so I don't want to hear it.
She earned it.
She did? Okay. So the fight happens, and I really want. So this is the thing that I tweeted out yesterday. I want to explain my comments here too. This is a fight that absolutely should have happened. This is a fight that, from everything that I hear, just talking to Copster about it, the event itself was incredible, and it's in UFC 229 for the most part went off without a hitch. So what happened was this big anticipated fight. So you see at the end here, Roxy, after McGregor loses, he throws his mouthpiece, what Khabib does, at McGregor's people, right? So he throws at it, and they're trying to hold him back, and so he's looking, and he jumps over the octagon and gets into a brawl into the crowd, and he's fighting in the crowd.
That's McGregor?
He's fighting
that's the
Khabib.
other guy.
He's fighting one of McGregor's teams.
Yes, he's fighting one of his Now the other guys are fighting McGregor inside the ring, and they're throwing punches at McGregor inside. And this is a big brawl that happens inside and outside of the octagon, and it was a disgusting thing that happened in UFC. Like, you see this
McGregor
happen.
gets hit
Yeah,
right here.
well,
McGregor never fights
because,
back either.
Well, he was through a punch first.
No, they came after him.
No, go back. He throws a left hand, and then the guy. You watch it. Yeah, well,
It's because somebody attacked him. Yeah.
It looked like the same time, but regardless, there's a fight in there. McGregor did not lose any of his purse. I think they're still holding Khabib's. I don't know what it is now, but McGregor's also not pressing charges as he wants the rematch, and it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. Now,
Wants a rematch?
he wants a rematch because he lost the fight. This is the thing. So I tweeted out yesterday. I think Conor McGregor is an incredible fighter.
McGregor loses,
Yeah.
Khabib wins.
Yes.
And Khabib gets in a fight?
Yeah, because what happened in the lead up to the fight? So Conor McGregor is probably the best shit talker in the history of
He's
sports.
probably the only person I know in that sport.
Because of what he's done. He's a showman. He knows how to sell fights. He knows how. I mean, he's able to transition from what he did. People don't give him enough credit. What he did from transitioning from the UFC into boxing, right, and holding his own against Floyd Mayweather, right. No realistic fight fan, casual fan, sure, but no realistic fight fan ever thought he had a chance to beat McGregor, but he held his own.
I actually watched that one.
Yeah, that's my point.
That was a good one. Yeah,
and he
I watched it too.
and he transitioned into it. And he was able to, because he's such a showman, he was able to do that. Now this is a different thing. I had tweeted out. I mean, I knew, like I said, anybody who really follows the fight game knew that he didn't stand a chance against McGregor. But this match, when this happened, I was talking about, the other thing I want to put into to let everybody know is that I used to be a big UFC fan. I would when it broke in like really, I watched like the Gracie stuff in '93, but then 2005 is really when it came back into prominence after The Ultimate Fighter with Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonnar really setting the mood to what it ultimately became. I watched all the Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz stuff. I used to bet on UFC fights like it was my job, like because I used to bet on boxing, but the thing was with UFC. It was so much. Boxing is one skill with your fists, right? Mm-hmm. You could most of the time whoever the favorite is gonna wins unless there's like some either shady stuff or a lucky punch or something along those lines because it's one particular skill. With MMA, it was all over. You could win with wrestling, you win with jiu-jitsu, and people were still giving boxing type odds for MMA. So I was betting, and I was doing well.
How were you guessing who was going to win, though?
It was. I would go. You get big odds. For example, there's a big fight. GSP, Joe St. Pierre. He fought this guy Matt Serra, who was this Long Island kind of scrapper, and the odds were like I think it was like 10-1 or something. I bet like $2,000 on Matt Serra. I did pretty well.
Jeez.
And because I was watching the fights, I was watching the Ultimate Fighter. I was watching. The build up, the lead up to it, and I also just didn't think GSP was taking him that serious. He wound up getting caught in the back of the head and lost the fight. But you got to keep up on it. There were guys like Roca and Dennis and Jay Williams who keep up on it now all the time, and that's what I was doing. I was reading, I was finding out who was weighing in, how they were taking the fight, what the training regimen was, like all that stuff.
Are they all keeping up because they're all betting too, or just because they love the sport?
No. I think just because of the sport. And I mean, I also I love the sport. That's why I would bet on it. But then I stopped. Betting on it. I stopped doing. I stopped in general like watching as much because family and stuff too. But I'm not. I'm not a casual fan. I am someone that if I know enough about it, I would say that I have a pretty good knowledge of it. So I tweeted out yesterday, and I was talking to Dennis about this. When you look at that fight, this is the same thing. Conor McGregor, his last fight was against Floyd Mayweather. He's more of a personality, celebrity now. He can fight. He's a professional fighter, but to put him up against Khabib, who's been doing this and has the longest fight winning streak, one of the longest winning streaks in UFC history, not the longest, but I think Anderson Silva still has it. But anyway, and because of their styles, it was almost a sure bet. I walked out of here and I said Khabib finishes him in the fourth round. And he finished him in the fourth round. It could have been the third, could have been the fourth, but I said the fourth because of just the styles and the way that they match up. And I also think I understand why they did it. It's a big money fight, but I don't think Conor should have taken that fight right away. And I tweeted that out, and someone's like, look at all the casual fans coming out now, giving their opinion that Conor's got to lose. And that's not what I was saying. I'm just saying there are certain fights that you just know how the styles match up. I don't think this should be a rematch for this fight. There will be because of all this nonsense going on.
But what I'm asking is, why would Khabib win and then fight somebody?
Sorry, I didn't explain that well enough. So Khabib going, thank you.
Yeah, not well enough.
No. So Khabib going into this fight, Conor, as he's the ultimate showman, really started hammering after Khabib, but not maybe taking it too far, going after his family, his religion, like everything.
Oh,
really,
boy.
really
audibly during the fight.
Yeah, during press conferences and everything, and even before that,
leading up to it.
Yeah, even before that, he attacked his. Do you remember on ESPN when he attacked that tour bus?
Yes,
that was Khabib. So,
that was him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a lot of animosity leading up to it, and Khabib has been quiet about it, and even said he didn't do a lot of press leading up to it. Khabib, and then he also said that he was going to there would be no handshake after the fight, and there wasn't. He leaned over him and was taunting him as he beat him, and then he went after the corner and jumped over, and it all built up. But as a champion, you gotta hold that shit in. It was super unprofessional. I mean, that's what Conor McGregor does, and it was stupid. It was a dumb move. He absolutely should be suspended. He absolutely should. There's no doubt about it.
And he is?
I don't know. I don't know what they final. Guys, do we know what the call is?
I don't know what exactly I'll look it up right now, but I do know that it's kind of out of the UFC's hands because I think the governor was there, so they saw it as a huge threat. So it's Nevada. The Nevada law is looking into it. They're still doing the investigations about everything.
As they should. What's the difference between that and when Artest jumped into the crowd during basketball?
Right.
You're putting civilians at risk. There was something that happened at Strikeforce years ago. I think it was Melendez, and it was inside of the ring. It was inside, so it was contained, and there were a lot of things that went down there. But it wasn't. You start spreading that shit out to people. What if I'm there watching with my kid?
Yeah.
and this maniac comes flying over the thing and throws a. It's like, contain yourself,
No joke.
dude.
Obviously, I know nothing about this, considering you just had to explain
Yeah.
for me the first 20 minutes of the show what happened, and I still am a little confused.
Yeah.
Me too.
But-
I don't follow this kind of stuff. I just knew it was happening. So
Got to be
that's
suspended.
But my
Yeah.
my
Oh, no.
casual
Sorry.
fan take on it is just I have zero respect for anybody who brings danger to other people
Right.
who came to watch you as entertainment.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. And
It's
where,
dumb.
where people hurt.
it's
where,
definitely
like,
dumb, but
spectators
it's more
hurt.
than dumb because of that.
Right.
Like somebody could have ended up killed.
Yeah. I mean, he jumps over and does like a flying Superman punch to do it. And it's like, it's really, I mean, I haven't really seen anybody defending him for this, because it's like, this is and granted, look, the other thing is people, Roca is one, there are other people too. There are these Conor McGregor fanboys right out there, right, too. And I understand why. The guy has become like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of UFC. I get it. But there are a lot of blind. I would tell Roca too. I think Roca's a blind Conor McGregor fanboy. He had him beating Floyd Mayweather. He had him beating this guy. I said, dude, there's
Horseman!
yeah, that's what he does. But there's no chance. There was no chance for him to win either one of those fights. There was just no chance. Anyway, what Alex? What's the chat room? This is, by the way, I want to say this, and I'm going to address the Afterthoughts guys in a second. I'm listening to their show, which was great this weekend. You should listen to it on Movie Talk feed. But I'm in there and I'm thinking about Riley in general on the computer. I don't like him on the computer because I like him to be engaged in the thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start having Alex do it. And then right as I think that, the Afterthoughts guys go, well, he should have Alex do it. I'm like, God damn it, nothing gonna, because they love.
They're holding that over you.
Oh, they love to do it. They love to say, like, that was our
Oh,
idea.
they love it.
That was our idea. That was our idea.
Why-
And
but
there's-
Kristian,
Yeah.
why not give it to them?
because this one wasn't theirs. Because I thought because I did think.
But
of
what
it
do
before
you
they said it.
gain versus what they gain?
Well, what I want to do is I want to give them in a second after I get some of the thoughts on this McGregor stuff too, because I want to talk about their take on the dong take thing, because
Do they have a dong take on dong take?
yes, because I sympathize with them.
Dong take.
Yeah, I sympathize with them for a little bit of it, but then I feel that they're completely off the wall on the other side. I'm going to get into it in a second. But Alex, what's the chat room saying about the McGregor Khabib stuff?
It looks like most people are on the side of Khabib, actually.
What?
How? Yeah, like Connor is, like was spitting like racist, like bullshit essentially, and then.
But why did he
that-
fight somebody else?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
they're on his side. They said like, okay, so he should jump into the crowd
he had a
and
reason to.
potentially he had a
Injure
reason to jump
civilians.
into the crowd and hurt potential people watching the fight. That
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
make
what I'm getting a lot of that.
That doesn't make any sense to
but
me.
also, it's pretty split.
Read some actual comments in there. What are
How?
they saying?
Khabib acted like an idiot. He made Connor tap. He won the battle, so he shouldn't have. That's one that's against Khabib.
Okay.
But
I agree with that one.
All right, we'll come back to you.
yeah, let me
All
get
right,
some
don't
more.
be nervous. All right. So the other, I love Alex. He's the best.
So
I just threw him into the fire by accident. So let's get into some of this stuff so afterthoughts, right?
Yeah.
I defended them, and I'll do it again with the dong take thing. Okay, so the dong take is where they have it's something that originated on their Sight and Sound show, and then it carried over to their Afterthought show. And essentially what it is when someone says something so stupid that they have no reasoning for what they're saying inside of the take. Again, like I think Roxy doesn't know movies because she has a black sweater on. She doesn't know movies. She should never talk about movies because all she does is wear black sweaters. That's a dong take and it's a stupid take, right? To say I think Spider-Man 3 is the best of the Spider-Man movies, it's not a dong take. That is just I won't agree with that
Would
take.
it be a dong take if they've never seen Spider-Man
Yes.
3?
If they say
That's what
Spider-Man 3 is easily the best of the movie. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Th-
Yeah,
that's a
dong
dong take.
take.
So
No opinion can be a dong take as long as it's an opinion based on something you did view.
right. It's like if it's really stupid things. It's just like I don't like dogs. I don't like dogs because because it's cold outside. So I'm
like
going to
not
decide to
having
not
an-
like dogs anymore.
Not
And-
having enough knowledge to back up your
Yeah, just-
opinion,
And
or
non-sequiturs.
judging it
Right.
on a surface level.
Right. So that point of it, I sympathize with them because it's like they've come up with this thing and people are misusing it, and that's annoying. What our boys Snelling and Jay were talking about over the weekend was that they said like I'm just upset they're using it that much. That's ridiculous.
Let me tell you
because the point
what-
because there's one thing if you steal someone's thing and make it your own. If you say something like, "Oh yeah, I came up with Dong Take," then it's like, "Wait a minute, dude." But if you've created something and someone on a show with views and people who are listening start to use it, it's going to bring more attention to you.
And we're crediting.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely ridiculous.
What
and
is?
that they think that way because it's
Don't
not
get mad
being
at them.
No, I am.
No, don't be
Because
mad at them.
I am. That's not being business minded.
Yeah.
Be smart. You will never hear me say that again now.
Yeah.
I will never use it again. You know what? I have twat takes. Good luck. At least I had alliteration in mine. So I'm going to use mine however I want. And I don't even think it's annoying to have something misused because we're making it bigger. Right. Does our show get more views than theirs?
They do really well in audio.
Good for them. Does our show get more views?
Audio-wise, no.
More
Audio-wise?
views. Do we get more views?
Yes.
Okay, so we're getting more
But
views.
they're not on video.
We're getting more.
But they're not on video yet.
Okay, so the people don't even know what their faces are. We're getting more views than them.
Here we go.
And they have this word this phrase that they've come up with that I
Right.
won't say anymore. And we're using it because we like them.
Yeah.
And that's flattering. That should be flattering.
the other
to them. We are
context-
taking the term
you-
that they
but-
use and we're using it. And fine if they're like, oh, they're misusing it. Come
Yeah.
on, man. That's fine. But to say that they don't want us using
But
it,
you didn't-
you're
but wait- no,
welcome.
wait a
I will
minute.
no
Wait,
longer use it.
See, you can't. But wait a minute. You're
Twat
just
take.
stop that. You're listening. You're listening to what I said. My interpretation of the actual episode. Have you ever listened to 2 minutes of their show?
Not a single minute.
Right. So you have to. That might be a Dong take.
Twat
so what I would say.
No, my
Yeah.
twat take
Yeah.
is about them being upset. Now, if you're making
they're
that
not-
up,
but
you're
upset-
a twat.
Listen, look.
without the
But
take.
again, the upset is upset. They were. How he was conveying it was that you could see that it bothered them that we're using it so much because they said at one point, "I wish we would never brought it into Afterthoughts." And I'm like, dude, people now know about this Dong take thing, and we said up top because it's the Afterthoughts guys. Because that's why. Because again, you got to realize these guys put in so much. Because the one thing I do want you to listen to their show because their show
I
is
will listen.
Their show is awesome.
But that
I
doesn't
listen-
make my take more valid on what you just said.
But you have to listen to it. I mean, pull that part of it because these guys really put in so much like effort and care inside of their show, and the show is really
I
helpful.
respect that. Business wise, dumb. Twat take.
And that's why I brought it up because I think that the business side of it, that's what you need to be thinking of because if we just took it, and
you were
said,
like, I've got this brilliant
guess
new
what?
term.
We came up with Dante, but it's like we start off by saying the Afterthoughts guys said it's silly for you to come because it's like if you come up with something on a popular TV show and people start saying it, you can't say don't say that. That's why you did it in the first place. So anyway, what I will tell everybody is that you should go to the Movie Talk feed on audio on the Apple Podcast and check out their show because their show it airs every Friday. I look forward to it every Friday. Listen to it to work on the way and back. And the guys really put their blood, sweat, and tears into the show. So you should support them and go check it out.
Also, check out Movie Talk.
I'm
too.
glad that they've got
Movie Talk as
passion
well.
and blood, sweat, and
Live
tears.
for
And
Movie
they
Talk's-
should get a little more business minded.
And I do want to address Movie Talk as well, too, Cops. I'm glad you bring that up, too, because I saw something in Schmoeville on the Facebook group, and it was like, well, the views now just not the same they used to be. You guys, again, not in the business mindset of this. Because when you look at Movie Talk, what Movie Talk can do anywhere between 35 to 50,000 views an episode, right?
Right.
You do not see the audio downloads. When Movie Talk was in its heyday, didn't have an audio feed that was thriving at all.
No.
Movie Talk does between what it does video and from audio about 100,000 listens a day.
Yep.
A day. And so people
It's huge.
People don't consider that.
No.
People consider, it's down, not doing the days of the AMC.
Well, here we
It's
are.
doing better.
We're educating them.
Yeah.
We are giving them facts that they can now use in
And
their
I'll
discussions.
screenshot it too. People are like,
Yeah.
show me proof. Show me proof. I'll
It's
screenshot it and
fantastic.
show you.
The podcast network here is doing fantastic.
Podcast Network, since we introduced it, it's been about 3-4 months, and I'm going to toot my own horn for a second
You
too, because
should.
when we had
This is fantastic.
When
Toot
we
toot.
when I came over here, it was just one feed.
Yeah,
and it just
it
like
was
everything gets thrown
nonsense.
into one feed. And Schmoes eventually did that, but we only did like 3 shows, right? There was all this stuff was on one feed. I'm like, we have to create a podcast network. And Fernandez and Dennis, they're on board. So I'm like, let's get it moving. Let's go. Let's really try to get a podcast feed, like a network. And we did, and we spread it all out. Within 3 months, we're close to 5 million downloads a month now. and we're growing, and it's pushing. So I'm really happy with everything that's going. That's why I tell you, if you're watching the show, download it as well on Apple on the podcast. Get the like any show that our sports stuff, our gaming stuff, the Witching Hour, Riley Roundtable, anything that the Rule of Two, they're all available on audio. And I think that podcasting is so much. I drive a lot.
Yeah.
I was listening to Rogan's show today. Joe Rogan's interview with Teddy Atlas was amazing. Do you know who Teddy Atlas is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was big.
But I haven't listened to that.
Yeah, so if you guys are big boxing fans, Teddy Atlas was like a legendary trainer and analyst, and he was on Rogan's show, and they were just breaking it down. It was awesome.
I was listening to The Ringer with Matt Damon this morning on my way here. Oh my God, it's so good.
I got to get into that. I've heard so much about that.
Such an incredible podcast out there. I will tell you this. I forgot to tell you this story. Do you remember back in and if you guys are listening, OG fans, Sarah Stratton. Sarah Stratton, who used to do Schmoes sometimes and was on After Dark with me that one time.
Box Office Breakdown.
Box Office Breakdown,
with
Finstock and
JT.
JT.
Yep.
So she got in her boyfriend's car the other day, and when you turn the car on and whatever you were listening to last goes on, and it was movie talk.
Oh, wait. So, he was just
and he was listening to it.
Oh,
there it is.
And she was like, she's just kind of bobbing along for a second, and she's like, wait a second. Yeah. That's my friend Ellis.
Right. Yeah.
What?
That's great.
Well, because
he had found it from a friend who called him and was like, you got to listen to the show. And she was like, these are my buddies. He was like, no way.
That's the point I'm trying to make, is that there's the business has changed so much from when Ellis and I had started, right? It started off where we started off on YouTube. There were 5 guys and 1 girl doing movie reviews.
Yeah.
That was it. And 2 of those people still do it. Then 2 years later, Jeremy John started coming around. Chris Stuckman came along, and there was movie reviews started to pop. Now there's hundreds of thousands of people that do movie reviews. But it also there was a boom of podcasts in 2009, 2010 with Corolla and Kevin Smith and Rogan, and it started. There was a boom, and then long form YouTube started to pop around 2013, 2014. And I believe it's the YouTube, the podcasts are going back up again. I believe there's this bigger boom with podcasts now. And I believe that's why we're seeing great success with the podcast network. And I also think that's why people aren't realizing Movie Talk has shifted. The audio, it's a long form show. And that's why I saw those silly comments in the Schmoedown page. It's like, it's not doing what it used to. It's doing better than it ever did.
Yeah, but they don't know. They just look at the views. You can look at that, and you have notes there. You have something where you can judge those that you're now educating.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. It's good.
Being platform agnostic is really important, and being on YouTube as well is great. But there's something about podcasts just listening as audio that's really cool, because it's like reading a book almost. You paint the picture in your head and all of that, and I love that. I think 75% of the things that are on video I listen to as podcasts instead.
I listen to podcasts all the time. True crime podcast also blew up. Yeah. That Criminal, like that.
I haven't gotten on that wave yet.
It's so good. I listen to Criminal. There's a
I didn't even listen to Serial ever.
Serial was fantastic.
I never listened.
Serial was that the guy, he was charged with murder of his girlfriend, and then they brought the case back up, and then because of that podcast, he got another chance.
Right.
And that's what's amazing with podcasts.
Speaking of which, you mentioned the true crime and all that stuff too. This isn't necessarily inside of podcasting, but I've mentioned before how my viewing habits of television kind of depend on what my wife is going to be watching. She's with the kids. The TV. I get to watch movies. TV is really her domain. So we really have
Same
to get
with Julie.
We got to get on the same page as far
if
as.
you guys are gonna watch a movie, you get to pick. If you guys are gonna watch a TV show,
No. I'm saying I go because of all the screenings and stuff that I go to. I'm seeing everything, and she doesn't. She's got her time after the kids go to sleep. She's with both kids all day long, so she's got from that 7:30, 8 o'clock area until she goes to sleep. That's when she gets to watch stuff. So we try to get on the same page when I'm home to do that. So first of all, I showed my oldest, Never Ending Story yesterday.
Oh,
she loved it.
Yes,
loved it.
Good.
I could rewatch that.
It's so good.
That is one of the greatest.
I don't know if you know this. I read a report that Peter Jackson was sniffing around a remake.
Huh.
I love that idea.
Did I hear that? Yeah. I want to say. Yeah.
I hope that's true. I hope that's Peter Jackson.
Wow. Peter's in the booth?
Peter, are you in the booth?
Yeah, hi.
Peter, are you going to be
Didn't
doing,
know that's how he sounded.
Yeah, Peter, are you going to be doing a remake? Are you sniffing around a remake of Neverending Story?
Smells good.
Thank you. Good. All right,
Okay.
well, perfect. Thank you, Peter.
Confirmation.
Here's the
One
thing.
ring to roll them all.
That's a different franchise, Peter.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Nobody out there was like, that's not Peter.
Right.
So
Right.
maybe.
Well, Peter.
We had him special in guest. He's doing a interview next door.
Well, regardless, my daughter loved the original.
Yeah.
Loved the Treyu.
It's fantastic.
And it was cool to watch. So then that was what she watched. Yeah.
How do you know when she's loving something? Like she says afterwards, that was really great, or
She locks in.
I feel like she doesn't.
Yeah,
want
she's not
her-
talking, right? She's
Yeah.
just all in.
She locks in, or she asks a lot of questions, or she just, she asks a lot of questions about like the story, or really wants to. Well, wait, what Dad? What about this?
That's so cool.
And then so as we're watching it, she'll start predicting stuff, and then she gets into it.
That's awesome.
But then nighttime runs around, and this is where I landed on viewing last night. First thing, my wife said, "Well, what do we have? What movies do we have? Because we're waiting for the screeners. We haven't gotten it yet."
Right.
Although I did watch American Animals.
Oh,
That
is it
screener
good?
did come.
Yeah,
I
I gotta
dug
see
that
it.
movie, man.
Yeah.
Did you see American Animals? Yeah, it's really good. You should check that out. And I think Snelling actually did watch it after I had Blake Jenner
wanna
on the
see
show,
that.
and he raved about it. And I dug it. It
Any
takes place in
twat takes?
Kentucky. Not in that one, no. But watched that the other day. Then my wife said, "What do we have tonight?" I was like, "Well, I have stuff from last year that I still haven't seen and I want to see. And I wanted to watch Colossal.
Oh yeah,
I remember you
It's
saying
I
how
great.
great
never
it
saw
was.
that either.
It's fantastic.
So she's like, "What is
Good
it?"
movie.
And it's Beardo.
There
You
it
loved
is.
it?
Yeah, Beardo.
Wait, is that the
Yeah.
one with the
Thanks.
girl I don't like, Anne Hathaway?
Yes,
And-
Anne Hathaway controls a monster.
Yeah.
Wow.
So-
I see so many things and then I miss half the stuff still.
This is a That's a
I heard
fantastic
amazing
movie.
things.
So I show the trailer to say, because Sadie still gives me shit because like, she got specific tastes in movies, right? So she says, I go, listen, a lot of people said this movie's great. She's like, a lot of people told you Moon was great. I go, Moon is great. She
Moon
hates,
is
she
great.
hates Moon.
Huh.
Why?
She thinks it's still the worst movie of all time.
She saw it though.
Well, I love Moon.
She watched it though.
What? She watched Moon.
What's her
yeah.
bag? What does she like?
I mean, it depends. You name another movie. Like she likes a lot of the big budget action stuff, but she also likes smaller. She likes like period piece stuff, and it just depends. She'll
love A
what
Star
she'll
Is
say-
Born.
I think she will. I think she will. Yeah, there's a lot of movies. Like she loved Warrior. You know,
Yeah.
she loves,
Great
so
movie.
there's a lot of movies.
I've never met somebody who didn't like Warrior though. You have to
Not
go
that
hard
It's a
if
good
you don't
movie.
like Warrior.
Right. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yes, sir.
Joe Rogan hates Warrior because he says they get UFC wrong in that movie.
I can understand.
Twat take.
No,
it's not that
listen, I can understand his point of view though too. That's like if I was watching, or again, his take on like on stand-up comedy. You know, it's going to be
It's
a little
different.
more. It's going to be a little more skewed because you're looking at it in a particular way. So when it comes, if he's trying to analyze it in an MMA way, sure. But as far as an overall story movie, I love that movie.
But The Warriors is a great movie.
Good one.
Warriors is great.
But we were watching. All right, let's watch. I said, but people say this one's good. Let's watch it. And she said, well, let's watch the trailer. So I show her the trailer, and the second she knows it's about Anne Hathaway controlling monsters, she's out.
I get that.
Right. So she didn't. That one was off the table. Then I go, you know what? The other one I have is 8th grade. I want to see 8th
So
grade.
good.
That's what I heard.
So good.
So I turned on the trailer. She's like, this is like nothing I want to see. She didn't want to see the small. She didn't want to. She wasn't in the mood for it. We watched half the trailer. Done.
No, she
Okay,
liked
great.
that one.
That's what I thought, but it didn't work out. So then we're like, all right, well, let's try to watch some. Watch something on TV. So American Vandals. Everyone's talking about American Vandals. Everyone's talking about American Vandals. Let's try it. So we turned on the first episode. I'm watching the
Of
thing about
first season?
The first season. Watching the drawing dicks. I'm laughing. She's like, this whole series is about drawing dicks. I'm out. So we're out. There's it. She bailed. So I'm like,
My heart is breaking
So I'm
for
like,
How many
right
minutes
now.
you get?
about like 5 or 10,
And she no.
and she was done. She was
Throughout this process, how long is this?
done.
This
How
is
long?
great.
How long?
Yeah, like how together you're like
decide
an
the
hour?
final product.
We're
You could have
going. We're going through it.
finished 3 episodes of Vandal.
You fucking preaching
I
to the
know.
choir,
I
here,
know.
man.
I know.
Here's the thing, though. I kind of respect it because if you don't like the first 10 minutes of American Vandal, you're not going to like the show.
And that's what, and she wasn't. She was.
Yeah.
She said she knew. She asked me, "Is this whole series about this?" I said, "Yes, it is." And she's like, "I'm out." So she's not into the
Satire and the
mockumentary.
truth.
She's not into it. So I'm like, okay. So then what? So then finally, she's like, "Hey, we've always wanted to." She goes, "Put on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel." I go, "We finished that already." And she's like, "Put on season 2." I go, "It hasn't aired yet." And so
That's
she's
what Julie does. She goes, when does season 2 or when's
Yeah,
the sequel come
right.
out? And it's like 2 years from
I
now.
know.
She goes, oh, that's bullshit.
so finally we watched.
Julie's right.
Yeah.
The Crown, right?
Oh, no.
So The Crown, which I've seen an episode 1 of, and I was like,
It's great.
So she's like, we've watched 5 or 6 already. And I go, no, we haven't. We watched 1.
Oh boy.
And then we only watched 1. And then we get into episode 2. And I really like the show. I got to tell you, it's really good. But that's how we finally got there. And she loved.
And that's what you guys ended up watching.
Watched episode 2 of The Crown. I like The Crown.
This is-
I like history though. I like to learn
Me
because
too.
it's pretty accurate from what I was reading and from what it was going to and the rise of kind of Queen Elizabeth and
You'll like the Fog episode. Ugh,
yeah.
it's so slow.
I dig it though. I think it's really well made.
So
I want to
slow.
see it.
You
I
should
wanna
watch
see
The
it.
Americans together. That's what you should watch.
We tried
then.
that a while ago.
Didn't work.
It wasn't. It was. We both appreciated it. That it was a good show. It was just. I think it was a little intense for that night for her. Like she's moody.
You know what she
Stuff.
will not like?
What?
Hold the Dark on Netflix.
The hell is that?
What
It's
is
a
that?
new movie by the director of Green Room.
Oh.
We watched that last night, and A
about
Star
him?
Is Born. No.
Oh.
It's his
It's a
movie.
Netflix original
With Jeffrey
movie.
Wright, yeah. It's with Jeffrey
The
Wright.
clock over there, guys.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Dark as shit, violent as shit, bloody as all get out.
Really, I liked Green Room.
And Green Room's fantastic. This one is gonna F with your head. It's great though.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. You like that movie? You recommend it?
I recommend it wholeheartedly. And I like that I'm getting on the marriage track. This is exactly what I do with my fiance now.
Yep.
Just show her trailers and she picks.
Okay.
And but we didn't go through all that. We were able to lock in.
I do want to go through some news, so
Yeah,
would you
yeah.
open that bad boy up? But before
All right.
we do that, Roxy, you came in here. Grandmother's not loving your hair.
Oh,
What's going on?
it's so brutal.
What?
She's just so
Grandma.
opinionated and vain.
Oh.
She is. So she's 91. and-
Shots fired on Grammy.
Seriously, okay, so she grew up. She was like went to Juilliard, unbelievable performer,
Wow.
crazy
When's she coming on
singer,
the show?
model. I'll show you guys a picture. If you go to Facebook and type in Lenore Miller, you'll see a picture of her when she was modeling back in the day. Like just the most beautiful. Has only ever had sex with one person. It's my grandfather. They've been
Wow.
together 70 years. So like she knows the way,
Where
and
is
if
she?
it's not the way, no, on Facebook, Lenore Miller. What did you guys go to Google?
You just Google imaged her.
Go to Facebook. And so she gets really particular about stuff. Like when I did a weird shoot the other day, I posted I almost looked like Albert Einstein. I had big white
I saw
hair.
that, yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, why would you try to look ugly on purpose?
Roxy, is
why
that
would you
correct?
try?
Yeah, it's Claire to Live.
never mind.
It's an old school mentality, right?
Why would you try to look ugly on purpose? On purpose, you look gross. She just doesn't understand. Like things are fun or
Comedy.
wild. You need to look beautiful because that's what you're supposed to do if you look like you.
Right.
And it's like, what?
Different generation. She sounds like my grandmother as well.
I
but it's
love
like-
her, but it's so
Yes.
frustrating.
Right.
Well, she's not going to change.
Did you guys
No.
get into a
Her
fight?
ways.
Oh yeah, because I walked in and she started tearing up, and I was like, "What?"
Oh,
are you?
she was legit
She
upset.
I was like, "What are you crying about? What are you tearing up about? You ruined it. You ruined it.
Your hair?
My hair.
But can't it get? Isn't it going to go
It's
back?
streaky.
It's going to go back to normal sooner or later.
Streaky.
Wait,
And you didn't even do it well.
All right, I have two very special guests here with me today. I have Mrs. Riley with me, and
hello.
I have Grammy with me.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Grammy. Hello, Mrs. Riley. How are you?
I'm fine.
Mrs. Riley, first
Yeah.
of all, the first question I got to ask you is what do you think of purple hair?
Well, purple hair, it only works on certain people with their coloring.
Grammy?
Ugh, on everybody. Why would you go purple?
Okay, so Grammy doesn't believe in purple hair. Mrs. Riley, I would like to have a conversation. I want to go away from the purple hair for a second.
Sure.
Mrs. Riley, what is your favorite movie of the year? And I want you to tell Grammy why.
Oh, my favorite movie of the year is The Departed. It is so
Oh,
good,
that was-
I didn't understand the... What?
That wasn't this year, Mrs. Riley. That was about 10 years ago.
Oh, then what's this year again? It's 2017.
18,
Okay.
Mrs. Riley.
18.
Yes.
Then I would have to say A Star Is Born.
Okay, you
That's
like
the
Star Is
best. Haven't seen it yet.
Grammy, how do you feel? You haven't seen the movie, Mrs. Riley.
No,
It's a
but
dong
it's
take.
the best movie of the year.
It was a
I'm
dong
told.
take
What
for
was
Mrs. Riley.
George Clooney in?
George
He was
Clooney
in
this year?
the
Italy.
Transcendence.
Yeah.
He was in Italy.
I loved it.
He was good. He
It
was a
was
pig.
George is so gorgeous.
All right, you two old bags. I'm going to go away from you for a second. Moving on. Let's get to the news. I'm sorry that you're fighting with your.
Finally,
grandma.
I go, Graham, you have to laugh it off. Bigger things.
Yeah.
So she recorded that Instagram video for me.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Oh, it's
I
okay.
don't like it, but
Perfect.
I'll do it.
All right, good. Well, you don't worry. You can tell Grammy that your hair is going to be back to normal.
I just
soon.
said it's 10 washes.
That's
10
it.
washes.
That's
you can't
it.
wait.
Right. All right. Well, listen.
10
She
watches.
cheers.
I don't
So how
want to
many
see you
again?
till
Yeah.
it's washed out.
Is that what she
Two,
said?
right?
She didn't want to see me till it's washed out. I said,
Oh.
Really? No,
Is she conservative?
Not really. No, super liberal.
Super liberal.
Super liberal.
Wow.
Oh God! I think really why she was tearing up when I walked in was the Kavanaugh situation. She's ready to light the place on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's lit.
Okay, so she's just kind of taking that on your hair.
Oh, for sure.
I understand. All right,
Yeah.
what's the news?
Well, have you seen that they're doing a Star Wars
Is this the
TV
news?
show?
I like this for the news.
I like this.
Very
First,
pro.
first reveal of the Mandalorian. Taika Waititi's directing. Bryce Dallas Howard is directing. Who else is directing?
Dave Filoni. my
Famuyiwa.
man.
Dave Filoni.
Rick Famuyiwa.
Yep.
Rick Famuyiwa.
That guy.
That
Like
Rick
a
Famuyiwa.
great bunch of directors to start
Yeah.
off.
Now, Rick Famuyiwa was originally
Dope. Oh, and he was going to do the Flash.
He was going to do Flash.
Yeah.
Nope.
Love that idea that he's doing. You didn't like Dope?
No, I did.
Okay.
I'm
Dope's
just
great.
just the Flash. I'm rolling my eyes at the Flash and the 14 directors that we've had.
Oh, right.
signed to
Yeah.
the
Well, he
project.
moved on and he went away from it, which is good, and
Yeah.
he landed here. I like the one that's the most intriguing to me, and I haven't really. And I'm not going to overdo my take on like Jedi Council. The one that stood out to me is Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
Has she directed before?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I
from
think
the
this is
acting.
just a legacy thing.
A lot of people threw that out there, but let me look and see if she's directed. I think she has. I want to.
I don't care if it's a legacy thing and I'm sure it is, but like the other question
Obviously,
is,
she's got the family genes.
but the question is it it's not a, it's got to be an interest thing.
Yeah.
Because like you don't just jump into Star Wars unless you want to do it.
It
You know,
says she's directed a few shorts
Shorts.
and a TV miniseries documentary short.
I think this is cool. I think this is really cool. I
in
think this is-
2017 too, she's going to direct sort of like a rock star,
okay, but
which is a movie.
In 2017?
Sorry,
that was
the
last year.
it was the
This is
article.
Riley.
yeah, but this is
The article came out in 2017.
Oh,
Copster.
cool.
I didn't even question you.
No,
Thank you.
What
But
year are we
I
in?
like the idea. I like the idea of her doing it because it's to me she comes like you said it's in her blood.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure she's learned some things from her pops, and I think that she's in that family. Even though Jurassic World is a different studio, it's still. You go back. Kathleen Kennedy was involved in the producing of the first Jurassic Park, and they all run in the same circles. And her dad just did Solo, and I like this. I want to see what she does for it. I really love. I mean, obviously, the one for me that I think is the most exciting is Dave Filoni.
Oh,
That's the one to me.
a good
That
one.
it's sign me up. Especially he's doing the pilot. The fact that Favreau trusts in him, that says a lot too. Normally with these shows, the producer and creator of the show itself, right? If he's a director, directs it
The
himself.
showrunner. He's going to direct
Yeah.
it. But it comes out of there. Filoni's directing the pilot, setting the tone of these series.
How much trust does he have to have in Filoni to start it up?
That's a huge deal. I don't even think people realize sometimes who directs your pilot, how much that influences the rest of your show.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal.
Sets it off.
And a lot of times they actually end up getting a percentage of the entire show because of that.
And
So
as he should, because and this is the thing. I tweeted out a picture when that picture came out, and I said, jaw was dropping, hit the floor. And Bibiani, who had tweeted out, he asked me not mockingly, he just asked me, he's not like a hardcore Star Wars fan, he's a casual
Right.
Star Wars fan, and he asked me, he goes, I truly don't understand like why this is jaw dropping. Explain it. And one putz was like, this is him overreacting. Thanks for calling it out. And block that moron. But like,
Bye, buddy.
My point is,
he wanted to know which part was jaw dropping.
well, no, Bibiani wanted to know why this image to him. What he sees is someone in a Boba Fett outfit.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people are like, it just looks like every other
Right.
Star Wars
And
thing.
to
But when
them-
you compare it with the directors, correct?
It's not just the directors. It's that because Snyder had said the same thing to me. And what it is, the reason why it's jaw dropping to me is because of all the things that I saw inside. The first thing is he's wearing this outfit that could be an array of different things. Is it the armor of Boba Fett? Probably not, but it could be. Is it some of the stuff that they were going to use for that 13, not 13, but that scripted Star Wars show they were supposed to do 10 years ago that they have over 100 episodes for? Is that part of the artwork and part of the costuming that they were going to do? That to me was pretty interesting. The marketplace, the tone. We haven't got like a live action television show in general, and that's the imagery that the first thing you see. But the jaw-dropping part to me was knowing that Filoni was doing it and knowing the Favreau's producing it and knowing what the Mandalorian lore, what it meant to them, and what we could see, and the potential of this lone gunslinger, as I'm saying, like the potential of it, and just seeing it there, that to me was enough as a hardcore Star Wars fan to say, we're getting this.
This is special.
This is special. This is an image, and I'm ready for it.
I'm with you.
That's where the jaw dropping. I don't expect it to be jaw dropping for just a casual person who says that's just a guy in a Boba Fett.
Yeah, they're people. I saw people going, "What's with this Boba Fett guy?" And I'm like, "That's not Boba Fett." They're
Right.
like, huh?
They have to
it's
learn.
like,
They have to be
fine.
educated.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great. That's what the show is for.
That streaming service is gonna.
It's gonna destroy.
gonna destroy,
Loki. A Loki TV show with Tom Hiddleston.
It's gonna be great. Yeah.
I mean, they're killing it.
What's next?
Margot Robbie is going to be in the Barbie movie. They brought the Barbie movie from Sony over to Warner Brothers, and guess who is
The Amy
certainly
Schumer
directing?
They got
old
rid of
one,
Amy
yeah.
Schumer. Yeah.
Patty Jenkins.
It's gonna
Gonna
direct it?
come in and right now she's circling. We don't have negotiations yet. She's looking at it. It's kind of obvious that Warner Brothers loves her and what they're doing there. So if everything lines up, we're getting a Barbie movie with Margot Robbie, directed by Patty Jenkins after 1984, Wonder Woman 1984.
What say you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is this the project that I'm most excited to see Patty Jenkins work on? No. I think she's so talented, and this to me doesn't scream like, wow, we needed somebody of Patty Jenkins' caliber for it. But that being said, I think that Margot Robbie is a really great pick for Barbie, and we could have so much fun with this story as long as people don't. I'm just worried about there being riots about a Barbie movie, and because
There was.
There was originally.
Yeah.
Amy Schumer signed on and then left over scheduling, but they lost their mind over that because they were going to do this like spin on the. Obviously, when you cast Amy Schumer for a Barbie movie, you're getting a different movie.
But I can't help it. I really can't. Maybe it's because of my childhood and nostalgia or whatever, but I probably had 80 Barbies growing up.
Yeah.
I loved Barbie, and Barbie of all different kinds. And I know people say that she physically couldn't stand up if she was a real person with the dimensions of her body, and that little girl shouldn't look up to
People are
something
reading
like
into
that
too
and
much
whatever.
shit.
Like, it was just cool to have these dolls to play with,
Yeah.
and dolls of all different colors, and I just loved Barbie.
Right.
And Barbie's a great brand.
Yeah, it's a
so
good brand.
I don't have any kind of problem with them doing a movie like this. I have no problem with Margot being on it. The fact that they're both coming from the DC world right now, that's pretty cool. Strong women supporting other strong women, that's cool too. I think people should chill out.
I like this choice as well too, because I think that they should still go the direction of making it a little. I think they got to make it a comedy, obviously, but I think that you got to. Margot Robbie has a bit of an edge to her. Patty Jenkins has proven that she is one of the best directors out there, and I think that she can do a lot with this property. I'm just not a big Amy Schumer fan in general, and I don't know what that movie would have been. I think that I think she hit struck gold with Trainwreck because I really liked that movie, but
really
I haven't
good.
really liked anything else that she's done since. And
You
I think
didn't like this year?
No.
I think you're pretty.
No, I can't.
We're so
I can't do it.
pretty.
It's just.
I feel pretty.
I feel
pretty.
pretty.
It's just the same shtick over and over again, and I don't think she's going. She only has like one level, and
Did
as
your
Margot
issue
Robbie
with
has a
her
lot.
start because of the joke stuff? With her stealing jokes or whatever?
No, I mean that certainly didn't
there
help.
was that thing.
But
Yeah.
no, yes, it started with jokes, but not. Roasting is one particular thing, and I've gone over this on the Schmoes too, and need to go over it again. But like it was something that happened with Steve-O. It was right after what's it?
Jackass?
Ryan Dunn had passed, and she said something along the line. Steve-O was on the dais, and she said Steve-O looked. It was maybe a couple days later. And she said, it looks like the wrong friend died or something. It was just like, it was the crack that she had made. And Steve-O was like really messed up from it. It's just coming back from addiction and everything too. And I know it's part of the roast and I get it.
It just hit you the wrong way.
It just didn't, it felt
was
dirty.
mean.
It felt dirty. It didn't feel like, she didn't even know the guy. And it just felt, it didn't, roasting was always supposed to come from a place of love. That's what people don't realize too. Being around roasting for a long time, it is. It's supposed to, if you get roasted, it's your friends going after you, and it's this wasn't friends going after you. This was just someone being mean to someone's friend who just died 2 days before, whatever it was, and it sat me wrong. But I didn't take that in with me when I saw Trainwreck. I went in with an open mind, and I really liked it. I thought it was written very well. I thought that she was really good in the movie. I just haven't liked anything else she's done, and I didn't think she was. I thought they were going to do the same movie for Barbie. It doesn't make it special. Now, will Margot Robbie and Patty Jenkins make it special? I don't know, but I like that team. Maybe we'll see what happens inside of that version of it.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember what was it? Tyra Banks' Life Size Me Size?
What's that?
Did you guys look that up? I think it was a Disney
It was
movie.
a Disney Channel original movie.
It was epic, and it was pretty much the same premise of a Barbie movie, and and then she grows up to be a doll, and Tyra crushes it. So
Okay.
that's what I have stuck in my head.
All right. Well, let's do a couple more.
Couple more. We'll talk about the box office. Venom. Do you want to talk about that? But there's something that I want to get your actual take on. Chris Evans raps Avengers 4, and he goes and he tweets.
Yeah.
And the internet lost their mind.
Yeah.
They think it's the last we're going to see in Avengers 4.
Well, because he basically signed
Because
off.
his contract is done.
Yeah, he signed off and said thank you to everybody for all the great moments and everything too, and it's been a pleasure playing the character. He's dead. He's dead.
He said he wanted out. He said that for the last 2 years. I want out. I want out. I want out. He's not subtle. Us Bostonians don't know how to be. So he just keeps saying it. And I think regardless of what he wanted, they were going to give it to him anyway. And now I think he got it and was like, and I'm done. And thank you so much.
Right.
Really appreciate it. On to new things. And I'm effing done.
Right.
And that
You think he's dead? Cap?
I would think that if he was dead, I think maybe. But if he was and he did that, that seems a little disrespectful.
Well, Marvel allowed it, right? Wouldn't it be put in his contract as like, hey, until after the movie?
I mean, Ruffalo and Tom Holland don't stick to that.
That's true. That is true.
But I don't know. Maybe it could be a misdirect. It could be something where he's.
That's why I think maybe not, because wouldn't that be disrespectful?
Well, I mean, when Logan came out, everyone knew that was Hugh Jackman's last performance as Wolverine.
That's a great example.
Thank you.
Yes, but the only difference with that is that no one has said that the X-Men movies with Wolverine and everyone else is going to continue to go on, right? Like, we know the MCU is going to continue to go on. We don't necessarily know that Captain America needs to be part of that.
Right, because there's precedent set in the comics. We could get Bucky. We could get picking up the mantle. We could get Falcon picking up the mantle. A lot of things can happen. I personally think he's
he's dead. Yeah,
He's gonna be fine. It'll be fine.
He's gonna have a big arc though, because he basically didn't do anything in the first movie. I mean, he comes back, he fights in Wakanda, and
in the first movie.
In
Infinity
War.
War.
Such a
Infinity
great
War.
beard too.
It's a great beard, but he didn't. It was really about Tony for the most part. Tony and Thor were really who that movie was.
Even Rocket and Groot. They had more time.
They had more time
With Thor.
But if you looked who like the main characters of that movie, you would say Tony
and Thor
and Thanos.
And Thanos.
Oh,
yeah.
It's really Thanos' movie to the core.
And they're saying that that's by design, and Cap is going to have more to do in the next one.
So it's going to be Cap's movie in this next one, and it probably ends with him crapping out.
You know, he
I think
would
it's
give his greatest sacrifice ever.
If he doesn't die, it's a missed opportunity on their part, because it's such a major death, and I do feel like they've earned it.
Yeah.
But if he is dying and that was the tweet, that doesn't feel great to me.
Well, we're going to see. Let's get the thoughts from the audience, guys. Make sure that you hashtag Collider Live. Let your voices be known in the YouTube comments here, as well as the Schmoeville Facebook group. Go and do that. We're going to go to break. When we get back, Roxy's going to be riding high because Venom scores a big $80 million in an opening weekend. We're going to talk about what it means. Are we getting a sequel? Collider Live after the break.
There. No, it's not late to the party. That's actually from Obi-Wan Kenobi. You didn't know that? Well, you should, and now you do. Jedi Council, what is it? It's about Star Wars, obviously. It's Jedi Council. Every week, the latest and greatest in Star Wars movie news. Myself and Ken Knapsack, that's right, the pit boss himself. We have a guest on, and we talk about everything happening in the world of Star Wars. If it's the movie news, the TV news, canon news, comic books, games. And then we take questions from you guys on Facebook and Twitter. It's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for a couple of years now. I'm still excited talking about it. The fan base is coming together again. I believe it is. I think it is. I hope it is. And we're talking Star Wars, so we'd like you. That's right, all of you. If you're not a fan of Star Wars, come on over and join us every Thursday for Collider Jedi Council here on Collider Video. And we have an Apple Podcast feed or Podcast One, wherever you want to go if you listen to podcasts. And not only do you get Collider Jedi Council every week on Thursday, The Rule of Two with Mark Fernandez and Mark Riley, that's on every week. I believe it drops on Wednesday. It's on one of these days. It's a good show. You should listen to it. I like it. I listen to it. I haven't listened to it once.
Hey everyone, Mark Ellis here. You know, when I'm not trying to clone dinosaurs or drinking at my neighborhood watering hole, I am probably hosting Collider Movie Talk. It's a flagship show here at Collider. I like to say that because I'm the host of it. It's every day, almost. It's 4 days a week, which is still pretty good, above 50%. You can watch it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 4 p.m. Los Angeles time is when we do it. It's live, so you can participate in the live chat room. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on every story we have coming because it's all the latest movie news of the day. Who did what at the box office? What horrible Redbox movies Bruce Willis signed on to? The DC, the Marvel, the Star Warses, the Lord of the Rings. Are they making new? I think it's a TV show, and we still might talk about it anyway because we love movies around here. It's myself and an expert panel of guests, including John Roca, Perry Nemiroff, Jeff Snyder, and other noted noters of note. You guys are going to love this show, and then we take your live Twitter questions at the end of the show at Collider Video. You can always use the hashtag Collider Movie Talk to get in touch with us, so subscribe right here to Collider Video. Check out Movie Talk, and check out the Collider Movie Talk podcast feed. We have a podcast feed now. You don't have to look at this handsomeness. You can just listen to it, whether you're driving to work, whether you're driving from work, or you don't have a job, but you have a basement and ears. You can listen to Collider Movie Talk's feed. You can get it at Apple Podcasts or on iTunes. You also get Mailbag. That's the show that's hosted by Perry Nemiroff, a lot more professionally than I run this pirate ship. That's our weekend show where she takes your letters. I don't know if you write them or you email them. You have to ask her. And Afterthoughts, hosted by Ryan Snelling and Jay Williams. I almost said Ryan Williams and Jay Snelling. Would anybody have known the difference? I certainly would. I would have felt bad about it because I'm a nice person, and that's why I host Collider Movie Talk. Check it out in video form or on our podcast feed.
Hi there. I see that you're enjoying Collider Live. After this show, why not check out Collider Games, where we play, well, games. We review games, we talk about things, anything that's going on in the gaming world, our opinions, news, all kinds of stuff. So check it out. If you like it, stick around and subscribe.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, one of the hosts for Collider Sports Time. That's our new show there on the Collider Sports Network. It's our flagship show, just like Collider Movie Talk. We get on, talk about a bunch of sports issues of the day and what is burning up social media, what topics are burning up social media. That's what we do on Collider Sports Time. I'm joined by my top 10 co-host, Matt Nost. Me and him, we welcome a bevy of guests every week to talk about NFL, the Major League Baseball playoffs, NHL, and the NBA, which is starting up soon. We're going to talk about that. We also get into UFC stuff, college football, all the stuff that's happening in the world of sports. We're going to cover it on Collider Sports Time. And we're going to take the time to break it all down and give our opinions and our unique takes and unfiltered thoughts on what we think about the sports news of the day. So don't forget to join us every week on Monday for the Collider Sports Time show on the Collider Sports Network. And don't forget to subscribe on the Collider Sports Network on YouTube and on the Collider Sports podcast feed. We're going to bring you all kinds of stuff. Hope to hear from you soon.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Movie Mance, and just to let you know, if you already don't, every Friday here on Collider Video, I host a weekly film review series called Movie Review Talk. The title says it all. Every week I'm joined by two guest critics of my choice, and they're never the same. We review the new films. We pick something that's streaming that you might not know about, but is really great. And we pick a Blu-ray for something that you might have missed in theaters. It is fun. It is infectious. It is the Citizen Kane of movie review shows, and it's only right here on Collider with this guy, Scott Movie Mance, Mr. Movie Release Dates himself. Check it out every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, only on Collider Video.
I don't know what this is, but I'm digging it, Beardo. This is Collider Live. It's Monday morning.
Sink Street.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Conjure.
That was
Sorry.
Cody,
I'm
by the
sorry.
way. He got that.
Cody, I saw it once, and I liked it, but I liked it. Here's the thing. I would tell you guys, if I had to rank my my favorite crew members, Beardo gets up there pretty high.
Really?
Yeah, I like Beardo a lot. I'll tell you why. Because I don't need you don't make it lower. Don't make it drop. No, it's because he's so honest.
Yeah.
He's
to respect it.
It's like I feel like and Beardo, I'm asking this, and I'm not being a dick. I'm serious. Do you don't have like autism or anything, do you?
I don't think so, but I relate to the guy on Atypical a lot.
Yeah.
So
that's why I meant, because he reminds me like he's unfiltered. He says what he wants, and I love that about him. But
it crushes me sometimes.
Well, because that's the thing. That's where I wanted to go with this. Is that he doesn't apologize for his takes, and he's usually on the other side of a lot of different things. For example, I think Tag is terrible, and he loves it. But
other people like Tag.
Yeah.
See, I don't need you to do that. I want you to stick to your thing. I don't need you to do that. Well, everyone else loves it, so I love it too. You're not that guy.
All right.
You're not that guy. You're the guy that you sit there and you fight for it. You should say, I love it. You don't worry about everybody else loves it. So you saw Star is Born. Everyone's raving about it. You don't want to be like everyone for this one. And you say that it's just okay. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your take? Because Riley saw it and loves it, and Roxy loves it. So I'm gonna and I don't want this to be a bash, Beardo. I want this to be a discussion, because I haven't seen the movie. I'm gonna see it today.
So no spoilers.
Yeah, Beardo. Floor is yours. Why did you think this movie was just okay?
It starts off really strong. The chemistry between Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga are really good. And then it just, like, after the first performance, it just goes nowhere. It becomes very generic, very cliche. It's a movie of, like, and then, where, like, and then this happens, and this happens, and this happens, but nothing really worthy of note.
Okay, both Riley and Roxy made the same exact faces, so I'm going to let Roxy take the floor first.
Well, a couple clarification questions. What is a movie that isn't and then?
Well, there's and then this happens, but this happens, therefore this happens.
So you didn't feel as if any of the actions had consequences?
Nothing. Everything goes so well for Lady Gaga. Bradley Cooper's one note.
I'm going to let you know what he just said is not a fact. That's an opinion and not.
And to that, I'll say that of course it is. It is a story that you've seen 100 times. The reason you are going to get into it is the characters. 3 previous Stars Born. Yes, there have been 3 previous Stars Borns. For me, that's why I loved it so much, is that I was so invested with the characters. It was an organic thing that happened for me that followed a story that I've seen a million times, but it still crushed me.
Well, you know how many Stars Born I've seen?
0?
Not a 1.
Yeah.
And
this is the first Star is Born I've ever seen.
And Beardo, this is the first. So this wasn't. So again, to Beardo, this was essentially a new story as far as this one went, but it still felt not new.
Very predictable.
And
You're
Cody,
like, okay, this is going to happen.
Cody, you felt the same.
Yeah, it was all right.
Thank you.
And Alex, our new intern, Alex.
Alex is the only musician real musician that we have. Sorry, Comster, but
I was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Alex is a great musician. Alex, you didn't like the movie either?
I thought it was okay. I loved the performances.
Yeah.
The music was great. I just based on the trailer, I thought it was gonna cure cancer.
Don't watch trailers. That's why.
Yeah, and it didn't get there for me emotionally. But I love the music.
I think, and I swear this is gonna come out insulting, but I really, really don't mean it that way. I do think that this movie takes a certain amount of emotional maturity to
That's not insulting
really.
at all.
That's incredibly insulting. But I just mean you.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you have to. And I think that of a lot of movies. But if you can't relate to this in any way, if you haven't been there, and maybe you guys have, but I found this movie so sad.
Yeah.
And that's why it was so beautiful, because I see it. I see it,
so
and I feel it.
predictable, and all the characters are one note. You have the douchebag
Don't
music
say that.
producer.
It was definitely predictable as I've seen the Judy Garland.
To the
All right,
character.
so look, we're on the other side here. Look,
And
this is another thing. You see
Babs
this.
won.
What you will do is you see this every Oscar season, right? There's the acclaimed movie that everyone loves,
La La Land.
right? And then there's people who love La La Land. There's other people who go,
Scott Mans.
Right, but and people who think it's either generic, and I've seen it a million times, or it's overhyped. Okay, Beardo, Cody, and Alex seem to be on the overhyped side of the things.
Yeah.
You guys, JTE, are on the love it side of things. Leonard Maltin, the great Leonard Maltin's on Beardo's and Cody's side.
And Jesse.
I respect all those.
And Jesse.
Yeah, he's very emotionally immature.
I'm so not saying that. And I knew the second it was coming out, I was like, I'm fucked. Yeah. But it has nothing to do, maybe you guys are. I just think it takes a certain type of emotional maturity. Like, not just that you have to be emotionally mature, you have to have a certain type of emotional palate to enjoy it, I think, which is why I'm surprised so many people are.
Beardo, you are, what is it that they say about you, though? I always forget. They say there are two things that Beardo is always described as. And Beardo, you are described as how?
Monotone and joyless.
Thank you. That's very true. You are monotone.
Said in the most emphatic way.
Beardo and I happen to agree on a lot of movies, actually. Tag being one of them. Yeah.
See, I loved Crazy Rich Asians. I felt that whole family dynamic worked really well. Yeah. I was really touched by that. But with A Star Is Born, you're like, okay, this is it.
Well, listen,
I haven't had a movie like that wreck me.
Yeah, I was wrecked.
I'm gonna. Ben saw it last night.
He saw it last night, and I will say that he saw it with his boy Drew Guy, and
is he emotionally mature.
And he sometimes lacks emotional maturity, but they saw it. They both were in hysterics. Drew walked out and said, "Oh God, I'm so alone," and. And Ben came home and said, I didn't love it as much as I thought I would, but it was still amazing, and I feel very hurt by it.
Oh,
so that's
like
how
that
they.
Review. Well, look.
Wait. Can I say? I'll say this.
Yes,
technically, it's really well done. Bradley Cooper's a great director. Matthew Libatique, the cinematographer, is really good.
Oh yeah, he should definitely do Guardians 3. Definitely.
Oh, is he up for it?
No, but just people say
he
that
does a lot
Twitter.
of Aronofsky stuff. He's really good, very underrated.
Okay.
And the story just isn't that great, which is sad because it's written by Eric Roth, the screenwriter, like the Academy Award winning. But the story wasn't there for me.
I'm wondering, seriously, it's like I understand the story is like kind of generic. It follows a certain through line, many tropes that we've seen in movies before. But it's the characters that pull you in on this. I mean, it's like I don't understand how you can just look at that after the powerhouse performances of these two actors, and Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Well, Beardo, have you ever cried in a movie? I'm serious.
Crazy Rich Asians during the wedding scene.
Oh, you cried?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You said that.
Oh,
already.
and at the very end too. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but something happens with a ring.
Okay. I didn't see anything. All right, listen. So that's So hearing both sides, I'm going in open-minded.
Yeah.
Will I be on the side of the great Leonard Maltin, his daughter Jessie, Alex, Cody, and Beardo, or will it be the side of JTE, Riley, Perry, Roxy,
Snyder,
Drew Guy? So we're gonna.
I understand that view.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
I know.
I'll let you guys know tomorrow when I see it. Now, the other thing is talking about difference of opinion. We had a lot of them last week in Venom.
Yeah.
Venom came out last week, or excuse me, we saw it last week, and it came out this weekend. Mark Ellis was really wrong, where he predicted the movie would make around $25 million opening weekend.
Is that what he thought?
It almost tripled that, something like that. He said 25 or 30 million, and it wound up doing 80 million. 80 million, and it did $80 million.
Opening weekend record for October.
Yes, and I think it overall made around $200 million. I certainly didn't love the movie, but
and A Star Is Born still did well, so it wasn't like
Star Is Born crushed.
Different audiences. What did Star Is Born do?
Star Is Born did around
35, 40?
No, it was 40, topping 40 million for its
40 million for Star Is Born, which is a great opening. Yeah, 42 million. Wow. Worldwide, it made 56.8. But the story is Venom because, and Roxy had a pep in her step this morning when she was in here too.
Yeah, I was worried about you this morning because the second it came out of my mouth that I was excited about this, I was like, oh no, Kristian's mad at me now.
Why would he be mad at you?
You just seemed so pissed.
At you?
No, at the world.
No, that this movie did well.
Yeah,
I don't root against movies, and I
didn't feel like you were rooting against it. I just think that you didn't like it, and so when you don't like things and they do well, it can be upsetting.
No, that's not upsetting for me. Because the thing is, to me, if people are enjoying this movie and other people like it and they want to see more of them,
this movie is doing well with the audience.
That's what I'm saying.
They like it.
It's got a 90% on the audience score, Rotten Tomatoes.
This is what I think the audience because what I've seen from people, even people who've come in, and I will say this, out of all the takes that we've ever had on movies, the most respectful fans have ever been to where it's like they've commented and be like, look, I don't agree with you guys. I like this movie. I like the campiness of it, and I like that it felt like a 90s comic movie. And that's the thing. Everybody seems to be on the same page of what the movie felt like. It's either you didn't like it or you loved it.
Right. I'm not
That's
blind
it.
to the fact that it was not the same as the standard that we set.
Right.
I'm not sitting here telling you guys it was the most amazing movie I've ever seen. What I'm saying is what they presented was something I was like, yeah, okay.
You dug it. You
Yeah.
you ate it. And the rest, like, other people really enjoyed it. Audience score is high. This probably means there will be a sequel to this movie now.
It was $100 million budget, which I couldn't believe.
It already made it back.
Made it back and then some.
Well, no, because of the marketing.
the marketing,
but,
sure.
but still, it's certainly. It
Play
looks,
back the tapes from last week where I said this was going to get a sequel.
You're right.
And I just kept shouting, Suicide Squad 2.
Listen, you were right, and
it's going to get a sequel.
It comes down to
It's going to get a sequel.
The question
Thanks,
is,
Coster.
how will it do next weekend? How big will the drop off be?
I think it's going to be a massive drop off.
Yeah,
I think it's
so
going to
too.
be massive. What do we have
I don't
next
know,
weekend?
boys. What do we have coming out
First
this
Man?
weekend? I know Goosebumps,
First Man, and the El Royale.
And Goosebumps, right?
Oh, El Royale is
that
going to
coming
be
out
it.
too? Good
Goosebumps
weekend.
2?
Hold on, let me see.
Did you see
I saw El Royale.
Yeah, I think
dug
that's going to do really well too. I think.
I think it won't do.
I didn't
won't
love
do-
it.
I know that seems to be the majority of people don't love it. I like that movie. I thought
I
it was
liked
good.
it. I liked it fine.
Yeah. So let's see.
Did you
we
see
got
it, Riley?
Which one?
He didn't see
El
it yet.
Royale?
El Royale.
No, not yet.
We have October.
Oh, shit.
Would you go? Would you go next year?
There we go.
This is what I use for showings too.
Okay, October 12th. Bad Times at El
Goosebumps.
Royale. First Man. Goosebumps 2.
Oh,
Haunted Halloween.
I
And
saw
what's
the
the
Oath.
What is that?
Oh,
What is that?
It's Tiffany Haddish and Ike Barinholtz.
Oh, he did. Barinholtz directed it, right?
It was a twat take.
Turd.
I just had so many. Actually, you know what? Who was in my screening was Snyder, so I couldn't tell how he was laughing pretty hard. So maybe
He liked it.
I haven't looked and seen or asked anybody how they felt on this. I actually don't even know if I'm allowed to be talking about it right now, but I am. So there we
Yeah,
go.
okay.
It was rough. for
Roxy
me.
Strider's not associated with Collider.
Yeah. Oh God, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that just kept. It was only 90 minutes or something, and it was like, is this done yet?
Well,
oh,
that one's
God.
definitely gonna eat it. But look, Venom isn't going up against anything this week though. Because Venom has a summer movie feel to it because it's a superhero movie, right? But it came out in October, it did very well, and now Bad Times at the El Royale, I don't see taking too much out of it. First Man, different audience. Goosebumps 2, different audience. The Oath, I don't think anybody really knows what the hell it is. And that, yeah, so it's Halloween weekend that you're probably going to get your biggest hit. So I think Venom will do 15 to 20
I think
this
it'll drop.
weekend.
I don't know. I think it'll still hover around 25.
Yeah, I would say
25 or
right.
30.
25?
20,
I would
25,
say
I would
It's
say.
toast once Halloween comes, though.
Yeah, Halloween
gone.
will.
Halloween is
nothing.
going to open beyond expectations. It's going to open huge.
What's it tracking at right now?
I think it was tracking around 50 or
That's big.
50 or 60.
I could see Halloween doing. And what did,
I
what
could
did
see it
it
going 80.
What did it open with?
Over 100 million.
Did it?
Yes.
No way. It
Yes.
Did it
Pull
really?
it up. It's like
see-
107.
Yeah,
You're
see
talking
what
about
it opened.
domestic?
Yes.
What did it opening weekend? What did it do?
Here's where I was bringing this up on Movie Talk with Halloween.
I want to see.
People were dressed up as Pennywise, as Georgie. For
123?
Holy shit!
Told you.
What
it's
a
huge.
What
Yeah.
a bear.
And we're getting, and so Halloween, horror movies, we're in this kind of renaissance, right? The Nun opens to 50 million, huge, right? Halloween's coming back. We have that iconic mask.
in October.
In October.
Yeah.
And it's Blumhouse, and a lot of people are like looking at this thing and hearing the reviews, and it's like, guess what we get to do on Halloween?
100
Go
plus.
see a scary movie.
Yeah, 100 plus for Halloween.
What I will say,
I
though,
would not be surprised.
Nothing to do with Halloween and completely different audience, but also opening or expanding that day. The Hate You Give, really great film.
That's what I hear.
It's another
Really
one.
great
I'm
film.
really. I've been putting a lot of
Really enjoyed it.
stock into these. I'm waiting for these screeners to come because that's it. Last year.
Some great movies out
Yeah,
there.
just waiting for all the
It's
screeners.
exciting.
Last year, it was just hit with all these screeners around October. Only gotten 2 so far.
I know, I
I'm
can't
waiting.
wait.
I'm waiting.
And they go around the office.
What happened to lending me Neighbor?
No, lending anything to anyone.
Neighbor.
You can watch them here in the office. And
Yeah,
I'll,
yeah.
I'll lend my screeners
That's a good
out.
point.
Yeah. But you can watch them at the office. That's what I do. So
That's a good point.
people lend them out, and that's a no-no. To me, it's like I'm going to watch them in my office. You want to watch them with me? Great.
Yeah. Well, what happened to watching him in the office then?
Well, you're
What's
here for
neighbor?
this show, and then you leave. You don't care about us,
I do care.
do you?
Won't you be my neighbor?
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah,
I just
and,
heard
and
neighbor.
it's on demand too. By the
I
way.
couldn't think of the first part. So many questions and titles these days.
Yeah.
I can't ever think of how they're phrased. Will you be? Won't you be? How
will
are
you be my
How?
neighbor? Yeah. But
I'm
do we-
Ron Burgundy.
Alex, the chat room has been talking. What are they talking about in general? What's out there?
They're talking about what the Venom sequel would be.
Okay, what do they want it to be?
They want it. Well, we
We know at
We
the very
can't-
we know
we
something,
can't.
something that happens in the movie
Something
would
happens.
most likely be.
yeah.
Okay.
I want
Yes,
to pose a
turds.
question while he's doing
Yeah,
this.
sure.
That will Fleischer, Sony, Tom Hardy, all of these people listen to the critics or some of the detractors and try to go more towards the funny and the kind of quirky and maybe violent that some people were missing in this for the sequel.
Look,
You mean an
I think
R-rated
they get
sequel?
because look what we got with Logan, right? We came off of a shitbox with Origins, then the Wolverine was kind of a step up, and then they're like, you know what? Let's just go for it.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and it's funny because I've been such a naysayer of the film, but like, if this movie, let's say next weekend it does 30 million, it adds to its grand total, and let's say the movie's already made 200 million. Let's say it tops out at 400. It leaves doing 400, right?
It's about right, I think.
If I'm the filmmakers and everybody else, why do we want to change our formula if it worked and the audience liked it? Because the audience likes it. That's really who's important. Who gives a shit what I think? Like the audience is. If the audience goes, the critics are there to say, hey, this is what I thought about it, and then you like a critic and you say, I'm usually on the same page with that person, and you watch what their take is, and then you choose to still see the movie or not, and then you agree or disagree with the critic, and you like the movie or you don't.
I could actually.
Go ahead.
No, I could actually see follow the Wolverine kind
That's
of
what
model.
I was literally just
Were
gonna
you
say.
gonna- okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, how did Wolverine, the second Wolverine movie do?
It did good. I mean,
The first and the second did fine. No.
Which one?
I mean, good enough to get a third sequel for
first and the-
Wolverine,
Right.
Well-
I'm saying, how did they do before Logan? Because.
Oh, right, because there was Origins that came out that was farts.
Yeah.
and
then
the Wolverine was a step up, and there was an
414
R-rated cut that was fantastic.
414 worldwide. Pretty good.
Yeah.
What was the budget?
So they didn't need to fix what wasn't broken, but they did.
Budget was
120.
120. So it made 414 worldwide. That's really good. And what did Logan do? I want to see what Logan made.
Yeah.
619 million worldwide, and it cost a movie cost. What is that? 97
Went
to
down.
make.
Yeah.
Less to make, and it made over 600 million worldwide. So both those movies did really. What did the first fart pox make? That stupid thing. The
Origins.
Oh, what a shitbox movie
Gavin
that was.
Hood.
Hate that movie. That's not his fault. That's not his fault. That movie. I like Gavin Hood.
That's the thing. I mean, again, I saw some Sony meddling in the Venom in the cut.
373 is still not bad.
Yeah, but that one cost 150 to make.
Yeah, okay.
And it only made 179 domestic, 373.
So
Yeah.
I think that here's my thing as a relative fan of Venom. Now I want Spidey. And I don't
Inside the Venom world.
Now I want Spidey because I was actually okay with it. I know that people didn't want a Venom film without Spider-Man, and would I have preferred Spider-Man? Yeah, but for the second one now I'm not going to be as easy to please because I saw what you did, and I don't just want you to do it again because I liked it fine, but I wasn't in love with it. And now I want Spidey, and I don't know if they have found a door to do that yet.
Look, man, the movie was successful, and it's again, if I'm them, I'm telling the story that I told in the first one. I'm continuing it on, and that's it. Now I'm gonna go in there going, all right, give me this movie again. Here we go, because I'm gonna have to go see it. But maybe they shocked me. Maybe the second one I like a lot better than the first because if they play, like Riley's saying, they play out that dynamic of Eddie and Venom a lot more, which they certainly could do.
Listen to the fans. Listen to what people are talking about.
Yeah.
That's one of the things they like.
Yeah.
So maybe embrace that a little more. To your point, Roxy, I heard there's an article on Collider.com right now. Some Spidey connections in there.
In the second one, they think
And Venom itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Easter eggs.
Some Easter eggs that I noticed for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I
There's
don't
stuff
mean-
that you can, I
I
don't want
don't
to
mean
spoil.
story-wise how we could implement Spidey. I mean studio-wise, it's still we're still tricky. We're on thin ice.
Right.
Like it's risky for them to give away Spidey for a Venom film that is financially maybe going to do well and with the audience, but critically not when Spidey has been untouchable and critics are loving Spidey.
Yeah.
So that's a tough move.
I think sooner or later, because Sony does own the rights to Spider-Man, that we could get Spidey back. He'll still always be MCU, but there's going to be a time when he's going to have to move over to Sony again. Maybe because there was a report that came out that they were going to make a Craven the Hunter movie.
Right.
Mysterio.
Yeah, did that go away? What happened to that Craven?
No, it's still in development.
Because Jake Gyllenhaal at one point.
Well, at one point we heard Gyllenhaal was going to be Craven, but then it came out that he's Mysterio. He's in
he is.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay,
But here's the thing: when there's a report that comes out that Sony is developing these villains, and then one of them pops up in the MCU movie, it makes me think that they can develop these movies and then insert Spidey back in when they get him back.
It's just I don't know how it's going to work.
I could be completely wrong.
Well, because
I like what you're saying though.
They're not going anywhere. I mean, it's sticking with Sony. Like, had this movie bombed, then it was a very good chance that Marvel could just get all the rights back because
could be,
but it's not even a possibility anymore.
I think Sony's breathing a huge sigh of relief.
Of course they are. Are you kidding me?
Because off of the critics, and then they're like, oh shit, opens huge.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a sigh of relief. I think it's a big middle finger. Suck it.
It's both.
True.
I think it's both.
I think they're laughing straight to the bank
I think
now.
it's like good. Look at what we can do now. You know, we got the property. We made the movie. F you critics.
Yeah.
Fans loved it, and that's really all they should care about.
Yeah.
It really is when it comes to this movie. If you saw it and the fans dug it and you loved it, I mean, the people look. There are a lot of people who love this movie. And good on them. I am not one of those people, but I don't need to be.
Yeah.
I don't need to be. That's why when you said like I was angry about it, not at all.
I just felt like you were bummed.
I wasn't
You
though.
seemed bummed
I
this
like
morning.
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is like my favorite. Not about that.
Why do you want him to fail?
What are you bummed about?
I don't know. I mean, the world stinks.
Yeah, the world does stink.
And it's not just
I'm bummed about
politics,
that,
just
too.
in general.
Yeah.
It stinks.
There's great parts of it, but God, it stinks. I made a decision yesterday, though, that I would like to be very happy this week.
Good.
Everybody keeps telling me happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice.
It's true.
So I've decided this week I'm going to be happy. I'm going to let you guys know how that goes.
Okay, good.
Good.
Come over and
I'll join you.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will say
Okay, good.
I got a lot of joy out of my my neighbor. One of the doctors that I
The pellet
not
squirrel
him,
one?
one of the other ones. So he and his fiance they were in the courtyard and I guess the squirrels are starting to be like a war. So so the neighbor goes, look, it's a squirrel, and I go, I know, man. He's like, what are you gonna do? So he takes like this toy that it was like a broken toy, and he gets this joy of delight as he throws it at the squirrel. He goes, and throws it, and the squirrel it hits him like in the side of it didn't hurt him, it just scared him away. But like the look on this guy's face when he threw it, it was like right where you are, Roxy, to where he is, and threw it. It feels good to throw things at things.
Yeah.
When are we gonna do the drum? We're gonna have video to play on live.
Whenever you want.
Okay.
Kristian, what's your living situation? I get kind of confused. Are you in a?
It's like a townhouse.
Okay.
It's like a townhouse.
And so you've got a
You've lived there how
middle
long now?
area.
Wow. What?
Like there's a.
Well, yeah. It's like a courtyard, and it's like my wife has made the courtyard was a disaster before we got there, and she made it up, and it looks great, and
That's
flowers,
nice.
and
It's
it looks
fun.
great.
That's why the squirrels want to come though.
No, squirrels won't come because that fucking asshole lady next door who
With the
leaves all the
nuts.
peanuts out.
Yeah.
That's why.
What a
'Cause,
bitch.
Yes, it's stupid. Anyway, I do want to get to some of the fans here. We'll take a couple more comments from either Alex. Check Twitter and go to Collider Live, #Collider Live, see what they're saying over there, and then I want to take some phone calls. So it's some phone calls from you guys.
It's always risky, man.
Let's hear what's going on from the audience. What are you guys thinking? How you feeling out there? And let's talk about it. And before I do, so let me ask you guys this, because I did something over the weekend on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page. You know, I post every match. I post like nothing about the Patreon, and I write inside and I say, hey, you know, this is the things that we want to get. We want to get more editors and more writers and this and this and that. And some guy writes back, why do you need writers for a movie trivia show? And I was like, what? We need fucking bread for a sandwich. What are you talking about? And I was like, this is just someone fucking with me, being a dick. So I'm like, that's a dumb comment.
Twat take?
It's pretty dumb. I don't know. It was just dumb. And then it was like I posted
I like that
it.
nobody else will use twat take.
No, but it's just dumb. And I just posted. I posted it in the group and maybe I shouldn't shame the guy. Maybe it's just it was. I wrote it should have been baffling more than dumb.
They need to be educated.
But that's kind of what I thought. I was like, I'm going to give the guy a benefit. I took it off because I was like, I'm going to give the guy the benefit of the doubt that he like legit doesn't know. Because someone's like, well, you know, when I first started watching, I was wondering because like, when I play Trivial Pursuit, you don't need writers. I'm like, yeah, but that's a game around your friends. It's like a production. And like I have 2 writers. I need like 7.
So will you tell everybody who is wondering right now, like, why does he need writers? So what do you use writers for?
Well, I mean, we have.
Does that mean the outcome of the matches are scripted?
Not for storylines. I don't need writers for storylines.
I
I need
understand.
storylines for the movie trivia itself, and for people. There's things that happen sometimes that happen on Friday. It's like we need someone, a writer, to actually sit through and vet the hundreds of thousands of questions that the other writers do. We need writers that can write one specific category. We need writers for Inner Geekdom. We need writers for Star Wars. And I love the people who come out and say, "I'll write for free." I can't hire you for free because eventually I love it. And I'm humbled by it. There's so many people write and say, "I'll edit for free." I can't do that because eventually, if you say, "I'm not gonna do it anymore," like, well, I can't say I'm paying you. You got to do it. It's like, no, I'm
then you're left
free.
holding shit.
Yeah, it's I can't have people work for you for free because there's a lot of work that comes into it. And it's a lot of stuff and the writers that come in.
And also legality and stuff.
Yeah, but writers that come in, they got to write. I have so much that they need to write. The storylines themselves, I do all that.
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, if the thing got big enough, sure, I'd like to have people that I can collaborate with and say, hey, what do you guys think? Do this. But I do the storyline stuff. That's not where I'm putting the money into it. The money is going to go into more people to write because I can't tell you. I mean, I had a conversation with a competitor on Friday of like, but we went over this before, and there's so many things that happen inside of this game that like this keeps happening. The level of difficulty is different in round 2 than like, yeah, but I don't have any fucking writers to go through it. I have writers that this document is so huge. It is so vast.
Do you know how many questions are out there? Like, I mean, just in general, when you think of movies, how many movies are out there?
Right.
It's insane.
And the other part of that is too. So Chris and Aaron are our 2 writers right now, right?
Phenomenal.
Their film, Chris Kaliski goes through all these movies, and he'll pull stuff on IMDb and there's other things to really find out these questions. But he's also like a 30-year-old kid who has seen a lot of movies, but he's got a limit. And some people will all he uses is Breakfast Club and this. Yeah, but he's 2 fucking people. We need more people. So that when I write that down inside of the the YouTube comments, I'm just saying this is I have found that if you are so transparent and you let everybody know, like this is what and I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's like between like 35 and 40 grand a month is what really could make the show.
Oh boy,
I know.
Yeah,
that's what makes the show. That's what makes the show popular. You got to think about it. We're paying all the crew. We're going to be paying all the contestants. We're paying the writers. We're paying more editors. We want to go on the road. We want to take if I got to fly you out, I got to fly you out.
You're saying that's how much it currently is making, or that's how much you need it to make?
No, that's how much. That in order to run like how I know it can run, that's what it needs to do. But you know, and everybody, and the other thing I think that people when they see the Patreon, you know, it's like when you think about Patreon in general, and I always equate it to Mark and I in front of a Rocky poster, or Ben and Andrew in front of like the Nicolas Cage thing for Patreon. It's like there's a limit to what you really, how much they really need in order to how much content are we giving you.
Right.
But when you think about what we've done with the Schmoedown is that, and I think that one of the big problems obviously is that it's on YouTube because it's associated with a YouTube program, and there's this connotation of what a YouTube show is. It's a production. It's like we're trying to run it like a full-on sport, and
People
it's running in a
can't
gorilla.
believe it. Like we brought Ben has a good publicist friend who came just to watch Ben compete a while ago, or like we always will bring friends if they're in town who love movies. They come and they're like, what? Like when you're in here, you can't believe. I mean, watching all of the moving parts and watching everybody that's in the booth, that's amazing, and how they operate, and the pre-interviews and the post-interviews and what it takes to actually do this and what the setup looks like. It's like you don't know until you're in here what it really is taking.
And I don't get mad at people. Like, there are some people when they hear it, they go, "Oh, it's just a movie trivia show. What do I care? It's just a movie trivia show," and that's fine. But like, there are same people. I can't tell you how many people have said that's what I felt at first. And when I started really getting invested into it, and I started watching it and getting invested in the characters and getting invested in just whether you like the WWE element or not, it's like I just started following Mark Riley or Clark Wolf or whoever, and I'm watching their matches. I'm invested now. I couldn't believe my friend came and said he started watching a couple matches, came to a live event. He goes, I found myself screaming, cheering, and I didn't know why. And I was like, I'm yelling at a trivia because the point is, eventually, at one point, and this is the way that I'll always say this too, and you can laugh at me, you can say, oh, maybe it's got a point. At one point, people who were trying around baseball, when they're throwing around baseball, is like, oh, you think this is going to be people are going to come watch people hit a ball with a bat and run around, and then they're gonna who cares? And this crowd. It's like, it's just on how you take the game, and whatever game it is, whether it's a trivia, baseball, basketball, football, how do you make the game entertaining for people who A, don't understand it or want to understand it, and how do you get them to invest? And that's what we're doing. We're trying to turn it into a full-on sport. And what's different? Spelling bee is considered a sport.
Right.
Why couldn't trivia be considered a sport if it's done in a way where there's rankings and champions and contenders and things of that nature? So that's what we're trying to do, and that's why when I continue to say that, that's what we're looking for with the sport and support. And the other thing too with Patreon, people don't realize too, it's you're investing in certain things, you're getting things back too. So when you put in that $1, it's not just I'm giving $1 to help you grow your show. No, you're getting something back. You're getting newsletters. You're getting audio stuff. You're getting Q&As. You're getting
content.
You're
getting content.
Yeah, you're getting content. So that's all.
Which isn't yours by right.
Right. So I think that it's just the YouTube. It's the YouTube generation. It's the YouTube. You get so used to it, just clicking on YouTube, being able to watch. You don't realize that there's, like you said, there's a lot of moving parts to this thing, and there's only so long. And I'll have announcements after the Spectacular once we air it in December. I know how I'm going to run it in January. I have an idea of what I want to do and how I got to do it. Some people will love it, some people will hate it, but it's what I got to do. But if you want to go and you want to help, go to patreon.com/Schmoedown, and you can do that.
We got a call.
All right, let's take a phone call. Hey, you are on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Collider hardcore fan Chris Woodburn.
Hey, what's up, Chris? It's your boy C-Dub. What's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling. I just want to wish everybody happy Christopher Columbus Day.
Thank you, sir.
And I want to talk, a little bit about Venom. Now, I watched this last night, and I like the movie.
Okay.
Is it great? No, but I love the dynamic with Eddie and Venom. That really worked for me. The Carnage, for spoilers out there, the Carnage after scene, it got me excited for the potential sequel. So I'm happy that the movie did well.
Yeah, well, cool. I think we are too. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. I don't know if the fans are going to appreciate the spoiler, but whatever, it's there.
Hey, man, at least you.
Well,
I
that's
felt
a live
the same.
call.
That is a live call. I felt the same way you did about the movie, though. Didn't love it. Didn't think it was great, but I did really like it. And maybe he was making up that credit scene. You never know.
Well, look, that's the thing. Go ahead.
And also, one other thing, Roxy, you're awesome. The
thanks,
naysayers out there, fuck them.
Hey,
they don't matter.
You know what we say?
Thank you, Chris.
Fucking matter.
Thank you. Appreciate the call.
Suck my dick to all of them.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. Well.
He just went from being a spoiler to we needed to get him off about it to me being my favorite call. Thanks,
There you
man.
go. See?
Look at you, Chris.
Well, let's start. Well, the first part I'll start with is the overall feeling. I think it's there. I think he just reiterated everything we just said. That you everyone seems to love that dynamic. Yeah. Everyone loves that dynamic, myself included. It was silly and he had fun with it. Now the problem I had was again with the after scene, even though I'm not going to spoil it again.
He was lying.
I just think that it was marketed wrong because we were sold that somebody was going to be in this movie, and you don't see this person in the movie until the end.
It's like the third credited person on IMDb,
which is crazy.
There
was an announcement all over the place that he was going to be in the movie, and he's
I think
not
that leaked. I don't know.
No, it was announced that he was cast in the movie, and that he was going to be in the movie for a bit. And he's in the movie for.
And if you want to know what
2
we're
minutes.
talking about, then check out any article or IMDb or listen to what the caller just said. But if you don't, la.
A lot of people, I haven't seen the movie, but a lot of people were comparing it to Upgrade on the interwebs this weekend. Which Upgrade, good movie, check it out.
Story wise, or
just like the
overall?
idea
Totally.
of like the voice inside the head, and it's kind
Yeah.
of funny. The guy who played the main character in Upgrade looks like Tom Hardy, so a lot of people were kind of like.
I still haven't seen it. I've heard
really good.
mixed things.
Upgrade?
really good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites of the year. It's phenomenal.
I've only heard one negative opinion,
and that's Beardo.
And I think that person's here. Negative opinion on Upgrade. Can you say hello?
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, Beardo, how's it going?
Oh, it's me.
Beardo, why do you hate the movie so much?
It's pretty generic too.
Okay.
I'm
going to get you a shirt that says "Stop being generic."
It was a rip-off of old sci-fi movies that I've seen before. I see hints of Blade Runner and I see hints of other movies. I'm like, oh, this is just like that movie, but cheaper.
Beardo, what did you think of Black Panther?
It's okay. It's good.
Yeah.
What did you think of Wonder Woman?
It's okay. It's good.
Beardo, what's your favorite movie?
Of all time?
Yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
It's a good movie.
Well, that's a good movie.
Great
It's
movie.
a good call.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty good.
And I love Phantom Thread. So
I got to see that movie.
Last-
Beardo, that was one of the ones that was on the table
Phantom
last
Thread
night.
was literally one of the worst movies of the last 10 years.
that's why she has a dong take.
It's not that we learned today. It's not a dong take.
That
I
is-
didn't say it has is a bad movie because of Black Sweater. Thank you very
Right,
much.
that's right. No, that's not a dong take.
Twat
It's just-
take, maybe. You can
Right.
start using my phrase. We don't use that phrase anymore.
I
Sauce
do.
was great.
I still do. I'm not going to
No.
shun the
We can't. They
afterthoughts.
told us not to use it. We're not going to use it.
They did not tell us not to.
We
use
will
it.
not use it.
Will you listen to that and tell me how you feel about
Is
it
it because
tomorrow?
none of you guys will say twat? Is that why? I got to pick a different
said
one.
twat
Titty
earlier.
take? Okay, good.
Twiz?
Twat.
Twiz take?
Twiz take.
What's a twiz take?
I don't know. So play off twas.
You won't even-
All right. We got somebody else calling in, or we got some Twitter comments, or what do we got? Alex, how you doing over there? You good?
I'm doing great. How
What do
are
you got, buddy? It's a nice, soothing, relaxing Twitter guy. What do you
People
got?
are asking, James Cooper on the YouTube comments, he's asking, what are your thoughts on the new 5-minute Aquaman trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Is this who went to Comic Con? Did you go?
It is the exact
It's
same
the exact
one.
same one, right? Okay.
Was that your question?
Yes.
Yes, this is what we played at San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay.
And
Oh, it was,
why
okay.
the reception coming out of Comic-Con from the people who were in Hall H seemed to be a lot more positive than the people who had seen the Aquaman trailer.
Right.
Because people were talking about, especially the
costume.
underwater and the costumes and everything.
Well, the original costume, the yellow and the green.
Yeah,
and
that we finally see the appearance in. I think this looks great.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
I'm psyched for Aquaman. I mean,
Looks good.
I'm a Momoa fan. I'm a big James Wan fan. So I'm looking forward to this one. I have been looking forward to this one. I liked what I saw at Comic-Con.
This looked like, I mean, it has some Indiana Jones in it. It had some, like,
People keep
sci-fi.
saying-
It was surprising. That 5-minute one, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm a lot more in.
Yeah.
The music is fantastic. And it's the guy that did Wonder Woman score. Rupert Gregson Williams is coming in. So
Oh, cool. Didn't he also do Chronicles of Narnia?
He did. No. That was his brother, Henry.
Oh, we'll be a dick about it. Yeah. All right, let's. There we go. We got another phone call. Who do we got? Hey, you're in Collider
What's
Live.
up, guys?
Sorry, who you got?
Hey, this is Luke Nelson calling out of New York.
Hey, buddy. What's up? Nelson?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, dude? What do you got?
Cool. I'm just wondering to choose one movie, Spider-Man 3 or Venom.
Yeah, we did this. I think we did this one on Wednesday. I would take.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I would take Venom. I would take Venom.
I'd take Venom as well.
Yeah, I can't take.
Sure.
I can't take Tobey Maguire emo on top of the piano dancing around like a douche on the loose. I can't do it. And the Venom in that one was horrible. There's just a better dynamic in this one. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cool.
I have a question for Roxy, too.
What do you got?
Don't mind?
Yeah, of course, Nelson.
So, the first time I saw you doing the Preacher shows for AfterBuzz, the recaps, I was wondering if you kept up with the show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for the call. Have you been watching Preacher?
Yeah, I
How's
love
it going?
Preacher. I mean, it's not on right now, but I'm fully caught up. That show's awesome.
Yeah.
It got better. Season 1 to me was the weakest season for sure.
Okay. How many seasons are we in now?
3.
Oh, wow.
And it got so much stronger.
Okay, good.
Ruth Negga is amazing. She's so very, very talented.
Did you
And
watch any of it?
I watched the first couple episodes and then fell off. It's
Yeah.
hard for me to.
What-
keep
what
up
are they
with
laughing
TV.
about?
What are you
Yeah.
giggling out back there?
There's a dog in the room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is.
Somebody's making an appearance.
What
for
does
the
it look
first
like
time.
Kristian was petting?
Right.
People don't know. until-
Riley's leg. Yeah.
Oh, and that's how rumors get started. It's really, really good. It's not for everybody. It's twisted. It's weird. I'm a big Preacher fan. I've read the comics, and they're
Seth
like
Rogen and Evan Goldberg are
disgusting.
involved,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and it's gross and strange. And like, at least they made Hitler the villain instead of he was like nice for season 2, and that was
Oh,
weird.
okay.
Hitler?
Yeah,
Oh,
Hitler,
jeez.
like the man
I gotta see
himself.
it. Which is the one? Which is it? Legion? Which is the one that has like the X-Men ties?
Legion.
Legion is the
and-
X-Men ties. Right?
And that one,
And
to
The
me,
Gifted.
I don't even know if I'm going to come back for the next season of
Yeah.
Legion based on how they ended this last season, which was very controversial
Okay.
and borderline. There was a a sexual assault situation that some people don't feel was and some people do, and the way that the show portrayed it was really, really controversial.
Wait, so sexual harassment inside of the show itself?
On the episode.
On the episode? It happened
part
in the
of the story.
As part of the story,
Oh, I
not
see.
around
I
the
see.
show.
Okay.
In the storyline, and whether or not it was just very convoluted, and it left a very sour taste in my mouth.
Too much going on television-wise.
Yeah, there's a lot.
hard to keep
I
up.
watch 40 hours a week, and I can't keep up.
I don't
know what-
understand how people could do that.
There's
It's insane.
Legion.
That is
there's-
insane.
There's Legion. There's the what's the other one? What's the first one you're talking
Preacher.
about? Preacher.
Yeah.
And there's all these shows that kind of just combine. That seem like the same show to me, because they have one word. What else is
That's how
going
I feel about all these question movies.
Yeah. What else is going on, Alex? As far as YouTube goes, what are they saying over there?
People are wondering what Cal thinks about Venom.
He's sleeping, so there you go. There's your answer.
Cal didn't like Venom that much.
Cal would like Venom.
Cal was like that. He didn't like that.
Yeah, I'm not getting.
Cal wants Man of
There's
Steel
no one
too.
else is saying anything in the chat rooms?
They're all just talking about Legion right now, and they're loving it.
They're loving Legion.
Legion.
Even the last episode.
Yeah.
Man, that just like left a gross ass taste in my mouth.
We're also going.
I loved the show before that.
Yeah, but we're also going to let you guys know tomorrow. We got the great Jason Isaac coming on tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's just cool.
Pretty cool.
We
do?
a lot of great guests coming in general. over
Wish
the
I had
next
that
couple-
email.
It was confirmed today.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
confirmed today.
All right, we got to talk.
Yeah. Do we have any more calls coming in? Because if not, we're going to end the show.
Okay. No calls.
No calls. All right. So we're short show here today on Collider Live. It is, like I said, when the hashtag that's your show. You can get a long episode, you can get a short episode today. You get an hour
that
40.
short?
Yeah, about an hour 40 today. Tomorrow we're going to have a lot to talk about. So make sure. What's
You know
wrong?
what email I just got?
What'd you get?
Hi, Roxy. Thanks for attending the screening of The Oath. What did you think of the film?
Oh.
That's the. Do
Bummer.
you ever ignore it?
Yeah.
All the time, right?
Because if I have something positive to say,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you.
Right.
And
Well, I asked advice to when I first started doing this. I said I get these when I don't like a movie. You get the studio saying like, "What did you think?"
and then are you not going to get invited back if you say something negative?
Well, I asked. I said, "Can we have your feedback, please?" And I asked like an esteemed critic that we're friends with, and I said, "What do I do?" They go, "Ignore it. They'll get the hint."
Yeah.
And that's what you do.
I mean, sometimes I respond and say not for me.
Yeah.
Like I never rip on something.
If they really are persistent and keep asking, we really want to know what your thoughts were. And be like, I just didn't enjoy it. I thought this, and that. Because I don't want to, like I said, there are certain movies you just walk out and you go, I can't lie to you about that and tell you that that's.
Yeah.
I can't do that
I
in
actually
general.
think
I
that
don't
there's
envy you
some,
guys for that.
And there's some great moments to every movie. So I don't like to rip apart any movie, but just this movie was not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah. Well, got a couple movies. I'm going to go see First Man. I'm going to see Star is Born. I will be able to get into the argument tomorrow about Star is Born. We don't. Is there any chance, guys? Do you have Copster? Do you have the game? Or did it take a while to gear it all up?
No, we don't have enough clips for the
All
game.
right, fine.
Yeah.
All right,
Sorry.
well, then the hell with it. Let's get the hell out of here. We'll be back tomorrow at Collider Live. Roxy Stryer, myself, Mark Riley, Cal the dog, Alex, Cody, Beardo, Copster, the whole crew. See you tomorrow.